Hello everyone, glad to be back. Today is 17th of January, now it's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is a new episode of Headlines, program in which I'll share headlines of the news that was reported by Russian media during the day since my first update. And exactly this news will be shared on my second update for a Patreon page, and hopefully you will find this episode of Headlines interesting, and if so, maybe you will decide to join our community on Patreon also to receive additional information on daily basis. That would be great, and of course I welcome everybody. RIA Novosti's report is first, and headline says that over the Belgorod, Russian air defense system shut down yet another Ukrainian drone today. Next headline is from TASS news agency. Governor of Kherson region, Vladimir Saldo, informed public through his telegram that Russian air defense system shut down two Ukrainian Storm Shadow missiles over the Kherson region. I remind you, dear friends, that Storm Shadow cruise missiles have been transferred to Zelensky's regime by United Kingdom. Next headline from RT. Germany is to double defense aid for Ukraine this year. Information that not gonna make any happier German society, especially part of society in Germany that is well informed and already are criticizing anti-German actions of their own government. And we are not talking about 1 or 2 euros, by the way. We are talking about 7 billion euros that will be allocated for Zelensky's regime this year by Berlin, for the most corrupt or one of the most corrupt regimes in this world. RT is reporting that West cannot let Russia win, according to Macron, president of France. Well, so much to talk about this topic, but yet again, in my second update, let's see what will happen. Macron may don't want to see inevitable victory of Russia, but you know, he can always drink cold water, it might help. TASS news agency's headline here. Russian Foreign Ministry did make comment on recent agreement between London and Kiev on security guarantees, and Maria Zakharova, official representative of Russian Foreign Ministry, stated that this agreement between London and Kiev means basically worth no more than the paper that it's printed on. This is not. This is just a declaration. This agreement between the sides is only declaration, and are not obligatory for any side, any of these two sides, to do anything in reality. Next, which is I guess true, by the way. I would like to read entire document. Unfortunately, it's not really available on internet. At least I did not find it, but it would be interesting to read it. What they sign up for. Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of UK, and Zelensky. Next headline is from Kommersant. According to Global Firepower, Russia is on the second place in a rating of countries with most powerful armies. Interesting rating, by the way, that conducted on year-on-year basis, and interesting details in this news. I will of course share it in a second update. Next headline is from RT. EU state pledges to keep border with Russia closed, and of course we are talking about Finland. Finnish government is determined to further deteriorate relationships with Russia, and well, they're gonna keep border with Russia closed despite despite damaging interests of Finnish citizens and Finnish economy. Next headline from RT: Brussels starts screening Ukrainian laws. The move is viewed as a step forward in Kiev's bid to join the EU eventually. Well, we all know that Ukraine will never join EU or NATO, but EU bureaucrats are still pushing this narrative over the public, this fake narrative, basically. RIA Novosti's report is next. Jake Sullivan, advisor of US President in national security matters, made a statement in Davos, where World Economic Forum is taking place, that according to him, world is entering new era of international relationships. Well, yes, this is true. World is definitely entering new era, which is era of multipolarity in this world. And despite all the opposition from the collective West, world will continue to move towards multipolarity. RIA Novosti's headline next: Pakistan recalls its ambassador from Iran. Of course, this is done due to recent Iranian strikes, missile strikes on basis of terrorists in Pakistan's Balochistan region, province. Next headline from Kommersant newspaper, which is based on statement of official representative of Russian Foreign Ministry, Maria Zakharova. And well, she was asked about rumors that were circulating in internet that tanker was targeted in Aden Gulf in previous one of the previous days, which was carrying Russian oil. And according to Zakharova, Russia have no information about targeting any tankers with Russian oil on its board. I remind you, dear friends, that Houthi rebels did not take any responsibility for attacking any tankers with Russian oil. And well, this is Moscow's official position, I guess, that, you know, nothing happened. And by the way, according to some reports, tanker was not even hit. So that attack towards tanker failed, although it's of course difficult to say what really happened. But the Russian side definitely is not in a mood to deteriorate relationships with the Yemen. RT's headline: the fire. China tells Philippines not to play with the fire. A strong statement, undoubtedly. And of course, details in the second update. RIA Novosti's report, very interesting report, by the way, that head of World Health Organization called for world governments, for world community to prepare for the next global disease. Very some statement, undoubtedly, especially because a significant part of society in this world, the world community, is in no mood to trust World Health Organization or globalists, for that matter. And after all, significant part of world community don't even trust their own governments, especially after after what happened during the previous pandemic. RT is reporting that Russia and Sudan hold talks in Moscow. The two countries' top officials focused on resolving their acute military and political crisis in the African state, and also bilateral relations, I will say. RT's information that Canada drastically reduces number of student permits to Indians. This is according to Reuters data. As we all know, relationships between Canada and India are deteriorating significantly, rapidly, last several months. Also, RT's headline that Saudi Arabia clarifies BRICS membership reports. As we all know, from 2024, BRICS will be joined by a number of new countries, and among them Saudi Arabia, although formally Saudi Arabia not exactly the part of BRICS for this moment. Also, RT's report that British oil giant Shell suspends Red Sea shipments, according to Wall Street Journal. RT's report that purchasing Russian oil was a pragmatic decision of the New Delhi. This is official position of India's government. And the Kommersant newspaper reports that on Cyprus, media and local governments did begin paying attention on exodus of big Russian business from the island. And here we have number of really big Russian businesses that are already moved from island or Cyprus jurisdiction, by the way, or are planning to do so in foreseeable future, which is a big deal undoubtedly for Cyprus, and I guess for Russian businesses and Russian economy also, because these businesses gonna go where? They're gonna return to Russia and pay more taxes in Russia, which will definitely benefit Russian economy, Russian federal budget and society. Kommersant newspaper also reports that profits of Russian Sberbank, biggest Russian bank, in 2023 increased almost 5 times compared to 2022. So previous year definitely was a golden year for Sberbank. Also news from Kommersant newspaper that VTB, second Russian biggest bank, sold 33 tons of gold for citizens, to Russian citizens in 2023, which is quite interesting data, because it seems like not just in the US or in the Western states, but also in Russia, gold is becoming one of the major opportunities to invest and to to save not just to save savings that households have, but also maybe to increase value of the savings, because prices on gold will only increase, I guess. And I know this is a trend worldwide, not just Russia or Western states, but worldwide. People are more and more skeptical about stock exchanges and some financial institutions, and therefore investments in gold and other precious metals are increasing year by year on year terms. RIA Novosti's report that in National Welfare Fund of Russia there is no more euros. So National Welfare Fund of Russian Federation, which was created initially to support Russian federal budget whenever some deficit will occur. This fund totally get rid of the euros. One more step towards distancing Russian financial institutions, Russian economy from Western financial institutions and their influence, and in this particular case from European Central Bank and euro. Interesting news, and this headline gonna be last for today's short summary. RT reports that, according to Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin, Russian economy on the sustainable growth trajectory, which is, great news, I will say, and, quite a reason to end this short video on this great news. I hope you will find this episode of Headlines interesting, somewhat informative, because after all, sometimes headlines are also quite telling, and if so, please click that like button, leave some commentary and share this video, and If you find this project in general interesting, informative, useful, and one that should exist in this field of news and political commentary, please consider to support my work with small donations through PayPal, buy me a coffee, or by subscribing to my Patreon page. And when it comes to Patreon, of course, in about 2 hours time, I will upload the second update on Patreon platform on my channel, and I will discuss in much more details all the news that I report right now in this episode. This is it for now. You can see, by the way, link under this video in description box or in the pinned comment. This is it for now. Have a great day, and dear friends, I remind you, if I made it today evening about 9-10 o'clock Moscow time, I will have a live stream on Rumble channel, and I hope to see you there. Bye for now.